Chris, I can't tell you how long I've been waiting. I've been waiting 5 painstakingly months.
5 months, huh?
5 months for these. And they're finally here.
What do you got? What do you got for me?
Oh, you are not ready for this.
Okay, presentation. Presentation's everything.
I hope that you enjoy your pair of the NW1. At this point, there's only one and only thing left to do, so go ahead, pull them out of the box, loosen up the laces, fold down the tongue, and take a big whiff. Can you smell it? Oh yeah, that's love right there. That is a message directly from Chris Chase, guys, the Nightwing NW1 right here we have in the box. So, without further ado, let's get into this.
Do it.
And right off, we have the early supporter t-shirt. I know you guys probably can't see it because it's in the packaging. Let me take it out for you guys real quick. And if Chris, you can take out the shoes for me. And just smell the quality.
I probably won't be smelling them, unfortunately. But, I'll smell it in spirit.
Also, these are not Gildan t-shirts, so that's a plus.
Yeah. Gildan is not, unless you get like the 3/4 or the 6-ounce cotton tees, avoid Gildan.
Pretty much. Oh, dude, this is a dope shirt. So this is the original sketch of the shoe before it met paper, or before it met production.
Nice. Very
That's
nice.
dope. And we got Nightwing's signature and We Are Underdogs right on the back of the shirt right there. That's
nice.
dope right there. Did I just do a Superman change real quick?
Go ahead.
Alright, I'll do it. Alright, I like the fit of this shirt. Not too bad. Nice and smooth. I like the feel against my skin. Also, I hope that this doesn't burn out very quickly.
Machine wash cold.
Machine wash cold.
Hang dry.
Hang dry. I recommend. But let's just get to these beauties.
We wrap them.
Like he said, take it out. At least that's what I'm gonna do. You can just admire from afar. I'm just gonna unlace them and just take a big old hit. That's a lot of glue. That is a lot of glue, but that's relative to obviously what the shoe was intended for and the application in which the shoe was made. This is the first actual basketball shoe from We Are Underdogs as well. And I'm very, very thoroughly impressed. Also, something to note about this shoe is that this is also the Kobe tribute model from the NW1. As you can see, we got the Mamba-inspired logo on the back here. Again, not taken from, just inspired by. And we also have the logo right here on the tongue for you to loop your laces through as well. And a couple of keynote features from this shoe is that we have a solid outsole rubber. Not solid, I'm sorry, a little bit translucent, but has some solid properties to it. And then we have the upper right here, which is made from 100% calf skin. So if you guys are a vegan sneakerhead, this is definitely not your jam. And we do have some high quality nylon mesh in the back, and then some suede overlays as well. And I am very thoroughly impressed with this shoe. Chris, what are your thoughts from the design?
Design-wise, I think it's different. There are probably a few things I would change about the shoe, I'm not gonna lie. I do like that he was going for materials. You could probably tell there's like 4 or 5 different materials on here.
Yep.
As I'm looking at it right now, there's probably more than that than I can see.
No, actually, that's probably accurate.
But there are some elements where there are some leather portions that I wish that he would have continued, like this mesh-like material. I wish he would have continued that in the front here.
Okay.
That to me would have indicated, I guess, as this is already kind of creasing and it hasn't been worn yet, maybe that would have given it at least that nice,
Clean
bendable
look.
feel.
Okay.
Maybe that yeah, like it would look cleaner, at least for me. Not a huge fan of the suede patches. There's a good amount. But overall, I do like that this is a tribute to Kobe.
So would you say you're more of a new generation sneakerhead, like in terms of materials?
I would say that some of the materials, I feel like, for me, this would run to me as a casual shoe.
Gotcha.
I couldn't really see this more so as a basketball shoe. But then again, I'd be wrong if I would say that it didn't hold elements of a basketball shoe.
Okay.
So the reason why I see the elements of a basketball shoe is its sturdiness. Obviously.
This is a very beefy.
Very beefy. It does have padding around where the back ankle sits.
Actually, quite a good amount of sculpting.
Yeah, it's really good amount of padding. Very sturdy, especially for people that do a lot of movements. Now this right here,
the Nightwing wing.
The Nightwing wing, that is pretty interesting. I don't think I've seen that on a shoe yet. Now
that is for lateral containment.
Yeah, so especially as someone that loves skateboarding, if I were to skateboard in these would be a golden.
Oh, really?
Because
okay.
for doing kickflips.
So would you skate in these?
I probably would. And you know, it's a very I like low top shoes. So when it comes to basketball shoes, huge fan of the low tops. I do like this premium tongue. I don't know why, that was the first thing that stood out to me.
Well, it is an asymmetrical tongue, so that's probably what drew you.
Yeah, it's asymmetrical, but it fits the shoe very well.
Yeah.
Like how there's this little bit of suede here. I kind of find that to be slightly unnecessary. Yeah. But ultimately, I think the shoe itself is very solid, especially for a first shoe. There's small things here and there, that are more on the production side that I think that I would change.
Gotcha.
But stitching is accurate. Very good logo placement, I think, on the shoe.
So he meant for this to be a clean shoe. He didn't mean for it to be over branded.
Which he did a good job of that.
Yeah.
I feel like. But I find that sometimes when you don't brand it correctly, in a lot of people's cases, it comes out very plain.
Gotcha.
This shoe by no means is plain.
Well, especially with all the purple and gold and different color contrast.
So based on the materials, I think this is probably the most, I don't even think, since the LeBrons that we reviewed, I think, materials-wise, this has to stand out as far as materials used on this shoe. Now, it all boils down to playability.
Yeah.
How you can play in the shoe.
Which these are going to be wrecked.
Yeah.
The tread's going to be peeled off, the leather's going to be scraped. There's not going to be an ounce of thing that's not touched on this shoe when I play in it.
Yeah, and I think that's the beauty of it. For the first shoe, it's like you have multiple ways to try and test it out.
Yeah.
Especially with this bottom. I believe this is what the Jordan 1 inspired.
This is inspired by the Jordan 1 radial traction pattern.
So I'm actually really into this. This is pretty dope. As a person who's really into Jordan 1s, I'm actually super, super glad that he chose this route as far as for his first shoe. You can already feel just by even gripping it that this is gonna have some really good traction. And I like that he has a focal point on the shoe. Jordan 1s, it kind of sits a little bit closer to, I guess, the corner inside of the shoe.
Yeah.
He kind of made it a little bit further in, which I can appreciate.
Because that's the ball of your foot, that's the pivot point.
The point of impact. Basically.
Actually, if we get into some of the design features that we have talked about, so the Air Jordan 1 design style rubber right here with the Nightwing wing support, and also the midsole, which is this white portion right here. There. This white portion right here, that's the EVA midsole that they used. And I believe, just for shits and giggles, I believe Nightwing called it Lightwing Tech. Just because they can call it anything and label it, and nobody else can copy that formula. So what they did is that it was a solid piece of EVA. And then they corded it out to have some flex points, and for some rubber to be taken out as well. And then we have the heel padding like you talked about, and you also have the pour-on insole. Actually, Chris, can you take that out for me?
Yeah.
It's a triple layered insole, which has pour-on in the front and then a crash pad heel in the back. So that red section that you see right there is the pour-on, and then you have the heel crash pad, the green section in the back. And then on this one, since it is a tribute to Kobe, it has the 8 and 24 on there with Nightwing signature and the We Are Underdogs.
I gotta say though, I admire the attention to detail.
Yeah. Which, by the way, this is an insole that you can find in a $400 shoe.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like when we first took a look at these, and I saw the insole, I was extremely impressed because a lot of sneakers don't have this kind of insole, or they don't pay attention.
If you look at Adidas, if you look at Nike, it's a cheap ortholite, cheap material. Yeah,
and I'm glad he went the more premium route and looked into this because I'm actually a huge fan of the insoles.
Now, these were okay. So I was one of the early supporters. It was either $179 or $189 that I paid for, but then everybody else had to pay $200. So I want to say the retail is $200 for these shoes. If you were able to get a pre-order for these. Some people were balling out and getting like 3 pairs of these, which, by the way, congrats for you. I'm glad you can do that, but unfortunately I can only afford one. But either way, I'm gonna love the hell out of these.
Yeah, these are definitely different. Would I say they're my cup of tea?
Probably not.
Probably not. Now, there are elements of the shoe that I do enjoy, like the Jordan 1 inspired bottom, the ode to Kobe.
Yeah. Now, real quick, talking about the Kobe aspect, not only were the colors and some of the design features inspired by Kobe, but the actual last that this shoe was built on was a Kobe 5 last. So what Nightwing did, or what We Are Underdogs did, is that they bought a used pair of Kobe 5 and poured resin into it, let it harden, and that was their last for the shoe. So the fit is supposed to feel like a already worn Kobe 5.
Yeah.
Which I will say, for talking about the fit of this shoe, I would suggest going true to size for normal foot. Chris is a wide footer. I will let him try them on just to see if wide footers can go true to size or should go up half a size.
Personally, to me, I feel like this shoe as a starter shoe is pretty impressive. I'll give it that. It's impressive, although it may not be for me because there are certain elements of the shoe that it probably wouldn't work for me. But I do feel like as a starter shoe, he's going in the right direction.
Okay.
Maybe a little bit more consistency on some materials on the shoe, and then doing away with some portions of it. I do know that this design pattern was inspired by the Kobe, so it makes sense from that portion. But yeah, I overall for a first shoe, I'd give it a solid 7.
7 out of 10.
Yeah.
All right.
Solid 7.
Well, I think it's fair for you to judge that because I'm obviously biased towards the shoe.
Yeah.
But my thoughts will be concrete when I do the performance review. I will tell you if these are good or not, what can be improved, what can not, what can stay, and we'll see from there. But this is the NW1, and thank you, Chris, and thank you, We Are Underdogs, for giving us this shoe. I am very impressed, and I can't wait to play in these. Oh, also, talking a bit more about the support features in this shoe. So, Chris likes low tops and he likes his support. That's why I included the wing here. But also, if you can hear this, that's a beefy-ass heel counter in there. And hopefully that does its job. And I can't wait to play in these and see how they feel. But other than that, again, thank you guys, and also thank you for Chris for this. You are very much well deserved, being the first shoe review YouTuber on the YouTube space in general, and making a living off it and inspiring people like us to do what we do. Hopefully we can be on the same level one day, but again, thank you very much for these, and I can't wait for the NW2.
I'm surprised he didn't come out too sooner. But, everything's a process.
I know.
There's checks and balances.
They were designing this for a year, and then I think it took another year to get into production.
Yeah, so there's just a lot of checks and balances, which I understand. Production and COVID and stuff probably delayed a lot of stuff, but
yep. And that kind of wraps everything up for the shoes. Again, they're going to be a performance review coming soon on these. This is actually probably going to the top of my list. I'm probably just going to rock these on court right now. And that kind of takes care of everything. Let us know your thoughts on these for the people that have grabbed a pair. Let us know how you feel about these, if you already started playing in them, and if you are just rocking them casually or you are playing basketball in these. But make sure you guys like and subscribe to the SneakerWeb channel and become a part of the SneakerWeb family. And with that being said, guys, peace.
Later.